Welcome to Monalisha Science Academy and welcome to Time and Tense, second part. First of all, I would like to give a recapitulation of what I had taught you in the previous class. That is, recapitulation means give a short description about time and tense. I would like to once again tell you that tense is nothing but the different forms of verbs. So here we can say tense is the what? The different forms of verbs. Right? Different forms of verbs can be regarded as a tense. Here also we can say the very nature, N-A-T-U-R-E, nature of verb. So nature of verb is also called tense. First thing, different forms of verb is called tense. Second, the nature of a verb is also called tense. Third point. The mobility of a verb is also called a tense. So here to say what is the mobility. In the previous class I had discussed about the mobility of the verb. The mobility means motion, the verb motion, like V1, V2, V3. The word is Praise, praise. Second form is praised, and third form is also praised. So here what happens? The phrase word is in the first form, in the second form it is praised, in the third form it is also praised. So this is called mobility of the verb. The verb is in motion. So this is the very nature of the verb. The nature of the verb is what? Now to be on motion, to be on mobility. So in simple terms, we can say the different forms of verb is called tense. Different forms of verb. First form, second form, third form. These are the different forms of verb. So here we call them what? Tense. So here we also, this V1 is also known as a present. The V2 is known as past, and V3 is known as past participle. Right? So you see one thing here, present tense V1, otherwise known as past tense, otherwise known as V2, and past participle is otherwise called V3. Phrase, for example, phrase, phrased and phrased. Right? Okay. Next, I would like to tell you why it is said that tenses are of two types. You see here. So this is present tense, past tense, and past participle. So this is one, present, and past is one. The present and past. The present tense is V1 and past tense is V2 and V3. And this V3 is called past participle. Past participle. So present tense. Tense means what? I have said different forms of verbs. Tense means verb, we can say also. Simply to say, we can say that tense is a verb pattern, right? So present tense, past tense. Past tense is two parts. One is past and second is past participle, V2 and V3. That's why we generally say what? The tenses are of two types. present tense and past tense. To say V1 is 1 and V2 and V3 is 1, 2. Right? So here I would like to clarify, let you know how time and tenses are connected. So as you know that, so far as tense is concerned, tense means what? Verb. Simply to understand. Now there is nothing to be confused. Only keep one thing in your mind. The tense is nothing but the different forms of verbs. Simply to say, tense means verb. Yeah, verb pattern, right? So V1, V2 and V3. These are the three forms of verbs. So we call them tense. Present tense, past tense, and past participle tense. Present, past participle. So far as time is concerned, we know we have also three types of times. One is present time, number one. Number two, past time, and number three is your future time. Okay? So here there are three forms of verb. That means tenses can be put into three forms. V1, V2, V3. So three form. V1, V2, V3. The time are of three types: present time, past time and future time. So here three, here also three. So let me add only one word here: present time action. Right? Second is past time action, future time action. So these are actions. So here actions means what? If somebody asks me, what do you mean by action? Action means what? So action also refers to the verb. Action means the action of the verb. The verb is also otherwise called action, right? So here, so action refers to verb, otherwise action refers to tense, T-E-N-S-E, tense. So in place of action, we can say tense, because tense means verb and verb means action. Verb, action and tense are equal in meaning. So here present time action means present time tense. The past time action means this time refers to what? The past time tense. Future time action means future time tense. Means now let us cut them. This person, middle one, time. Let me delete this one. So what remains? Now present tense, past tense and future tense. That's why traditionally, in the traditional grammar, we say what? Now we have three tenses. It means present tense means present time tense. Past tense means past time tense. Future tense means future time tense. Right? So anyway, here we have to understand how to put the different actions into different times. How to put different actions into different times means present time and your past time and future time. The first is present time action. Present time action. So far as a present time action is concerned, we have to learn present indefinite. Present indefinite. Present indefinite tense. So if we want to express a sentence in present time action, for that we have to learn this tense. I mean to say present indefinite tense. And the structure of present indefinite tense, the structure, there is a structure of every tense, each and every tense. Here the structure is subject. First is subject. Second is V1, first form, plus object. So this is the structure of the sentence. If you wanna express a dialogue, a sentence of present indefinite tense, so we have to follow this structure: subject plus V1 plus object. Example: I go to school. This is the sentence. And this action, what action? Like going to school, is an action done by the subject I. So I go to school. So I is the person who goes to school. So this action belongs to present time action. This action happens at the present time, not in the past time and not in the future time, right? Second one is, and in the next classes in detail I would explain you what are the different elements, different points, those can be that can be covered under this present indefinite tense. In the next classes I would explain in detail, but first in today's class only let me explain, let me tell you that which tenses are taken into consideration at the time of expressing a present time action. The first is present indefinite tense, and I told you the structure of this present indefinite tense. This is subject plus V1 and object. The example is also cited here, that is I go to school. That means going to school is done by the person subject, and this is done at the present time. Second one, the first one is present indefinite tense. Number 2 is present continuous. Present continuous. So present continuous. So a present continuous means is some action which is going on, that is going on at present, currently going on. Suppose now, right now, I am teaching you. I am taking a class here. So this is the action done by me at present. So this is called a continuing action. This action is taking place right now. So this is the present continuous tense. So a continuous action can be expressed with the structure like subject. The structure is subject plus M is R plus V1 ing plus object. So this is the structure to express a continuing action, an ongoing action at present. Like now I am teaching, now I am having my dinner, now I am having my lunch, now I am talking to somebody, like this, like this, like this. Now I am writing something, now I am talking to somebody over phone, like this, like this. So these are the examples of a present continuous. And this present continuous tense, a sentence of present continuous tense can be expressed by following this structure, right? So third is in present time action, present indefinite first gone, second present continuous, right? So these two actions basically, now there is no third one, these two structures are expressed with these structures, right? Let us know now about present indefinite. Present indefinite. So present indefinite structure I have already written. Once again I am writing here. It is subject plus V1 plus object. This is the structure. Now let me tell you under what circumstances, under what conditions this present indefinite tense is applied in English grammar, right? First is one, let me write in short. First is universal. Universal. Right? Second is natural. Natural. Third is habitual. Habitual. And fourth is general. General, right? And there is also another one, that is sentence. With if clause, with if clause, real condition. Okay. The first is universal. What is universal? Universal action. So when we are going to express a universal action, that time we should take help of this structure. So what about universal actions? Let me suppose you see in the solar system. In the solar system, the earth is moving around the sun. We generally say what? The earth is moving around the sun, but this is a wrong sentence. Now we see that. We see the earth is moving around the sun, but this is a wrong sentence because this action belongs to present indefinite tense, because as it have an universal application. This action is happening in the universe, and we the people have nothing to do with it. We the people have nothing to do with this. This is a universal action. So we can say the earth moves around the sun. Universal action. So here one point I have skipped over. That point is scientific. So when we are gonna express a universal action, a natural action, a scientific action, a habitual action, a general action, and a sentence with if clause, real condition. Under these circumstances, we should take help of the structure, subject plus V1 plus object, and all these things belong to present indefinite tense. So this was the example about the universal action, natural action, nature. The actions that is constantly taking place in nature is called a natural action. Like what's in the nature? You see, so far as nature is concerned, when the spring season comes, what happens? The new leaves sprout on the trees. So new leaves, the example of your natural action is the example. Let me write here one by one. Natural action. Natural action. Its example is what? Your new leaves. New leaves. Right? Sprout up on the trees in the spring season. In the spring season. So we are not going to make the leaves sprout on the trees. This action, is done by the nature. It's an activity. It's an event. It's a very regular event. Regularly it is done. It is seasonally done. When the season comes, so this action is performed. So new leaves sprout up on the trees in the spring season. This action is an action of nature, and it is happening perpetually. It is happening perpetually. That means all the time to come. Every time it is happening. and every season it is happening, every year it is happening. That's all. Next, I would give you an example of this scientific action. So when we are gonna express a scientific expression, a scientific dialogue, a sentence based on scientific data, that time we should take help of this structure, right? So here let me write scientific action. So scientific actions happen scientifically, and we have nothing to do. So whatever action is taking place in the universe, in this material world, like chemical reaction is taking place, it is because of the nature, the chemical nature of the elements, right? So here you see that if water, the example of scientific action, water boils, water vaporizes at 100 degrees Celsius. So when we give heat, supply heat to the water, and the temperature is increased up to 100 degrees Celsius, what result is seen? The result is nothing but the vapors, the steams coming off and being seen to us. So this is the water vaporizes at 100 degrees Celsius. So this action is purely scientific, and we have nothing to do with this thing. Next one is habitual action. So if we wanna express a habitual action at the time, we should take help of the structure subject plus V1 plus object. And habitual actions, these actions also happen in our day-to-day life, in our regular life. This action happens. Habitual actions like I go to school, right? I go to school. So why I say, you say, everybody says, I go to school? Because going to school is a habit. It's a part of our habitual action, I get off early in the morning, I brush my teeth, I go to toilet for defecation, for other things, I take a bath, I prepare myself for the school, I take my lunch, I take my supper, I go to bed. These are the parts of habits. So when we wanna express a habitual action, that time we should take help of this structure, that is your subject plus V1 object. Still, there are two other points are left behind, I think. One is general action, and the second is sentence with if clause. Let me complete them in a very short time. In a short span of time, I like to complete these two answers. General action. So this action has to be seen as a general thing, like you see our college. The example I am giving here, our college stands on. What? Stands on, not standing on. Stands on the bank of this river. That river. This is the landmark I have given here, that river, or any other landmark you can give also. So it's a general action. It's a general, we can say also permanent. It's a permanent action. It's a permanent, it is a permanent action, right? You see the Taj Mahal starts in where? Delhi, Agra, right? So it's a general action, it's a permanent action. The last one is when we wanna express a dialogue with a real condition. That is the if clause, and for that let me write the structure of if clause. So there is one clause, it is called if clause. So when we want to express a condition, we call this condition as a real condition. It is condition. That time, real condition with if clause. So here the structure is if plus subject plus V1 plus object on the left side, on the right side, here subject plus shall oblique will plus V1 plus object, right? The two parts, left side, right side. So here you see the first form. That is about the present indefinite, subject plus V1 plus object. So you can also see here the same structure reflected here, copied here, okay? Subject, V1, object. So when we are gonna express a condition based on certain reality, a possibility, so there we have to use this structure of if clause. The example, let me cite here. If you study sincerely, if you study sincerely, you will succeed, S-U-C-C-E-D, right? You will succeed in your exam, and this condition is a real condition. It's not an impossible one. This condition is very based on reality, and this is possible if we focus on our study very sincerely. Then success is must to touch our feet. It can make us successful in life. So to say, this is the first form, like study here is V1 and subject is you and V1 is study and object is absent here, sincerely is in above, of course here. Anyway, we are only concerned with this one, study, first form. So if you study sincerely, you will succeed in your life. This is the and this sentence. This sentence refers to of course future time action. So in the future time action, this example can be also cited. So this structure, if subject V1 object A, subject shall will V1 object A. So this structure is applicable both to express present time action and future time action. So that's why, in my opinion, only barring this one, let us bar this one. It's important for us so far as present time action is concerned. Let's exclude this one. If subject V1 to subject A, this one, only let us learn up to expressing our expressions based on your universal fact and your natural fact, scientific facts, and other facts like I have already explained to you. So if you want to express these facts only, scientific facts, universal facts, habitual facts, and some general facts, that time you should take help of this structure, subject plus V1 object, and it belongs to present indefinite tense, and this present indefinite tense is used to express a present time action. That's all. In the next classes, we will step into time and tense with more details, with more examples, with more tenses for better clarification. In today's class, only I have told you about the present time actions, and only I have given you example of only one tense, that is indefinite tense. So there is one tense, that is present continuous tense, that is left, that is postponed here. In the next class I will give you example about the present continuous tense with more examples. Next we'll proceed on. Thank you. That's all.